Hello, I'm Corey, and welcome to Sidelick Town. Today in Sidelick Town, we'll update Arnold on what's happened since he's left, and we'll visit someplace in Sidelick World. But first, it's Halloween. Halloween was back in Sidelick Town. There was no moon in this world, so it would be pitch black. The Licks liked it, though. Good scares now and then are fun. But Gary hated Halloween. Scissors and stencils, it happens every year, whined Gary. I buy tons and tons of candy to sell since you won't buy fruit for now, and you greedy kids just scarf my hard work down. That's not why you should hate Halloween, said Ray. Think of the spirits that come out at night. And it's not just Halloween, chortled Tommy. There's a ghost about every Wednesday night. Actually, said Timmy, that's Billy. He gets tangled in the sheets every Wednesday night. There's bad nights. But Halloween, began Ray, has a ghost, a vampire, and a witch brewing evil potions in a secret cave. Beware, Pop, teased Oscar. Beware! Gary rolled his eyes. Ray, Tommy, and Oscar just walked away laughing. Suddenly, Jeff had an idea. It was naughty, but it would teach Ray to take it down a notch as being scary. None of those things are real, said Jeff. Or at least they aren't yet. We should give Ray and the guys a taste of their own medicine, he suggested. Gary agreed, but everyone else decided to just hide under the covers all night. Billy certainly wanted to silence Ray and his buddies, but he did not want to be out at this hour after that story. Here's what we'll do, started Jeff. I'm going to get my vampire teeth and beat a vampire. You sell flour, right? He asked. Well, yes, responded Gary. Are you suggesting... Yes, I am, Jeff smiled. You want to make Oscar more respectable, right? So Gary got a bag of flour and dumped it over his head. He glanced over and saw Ray, Tommy, and Oscar having a Halloween party with Mac at the Grease Galley. He made the scariest ghost noises possible. Cool, giggled Oscar. You were right about the ghost. Yeah, I guess so, muttered Ray. Tommy and Oscar laughed like hyenas, and Ray chuckled nervously. Until Gary snuck up behind them and grabbed Oscar. Yikes, cried Oscar. It's got me! The trio dashed off. They noticed the white flour marks on Oscar. Oh no, screeched Oscar. It's turning me into a ghost. Ray and Tommy were spooked. Just then, Jeff popped out with a vampire's cape. They all screamed. But Oscar stumbled backwards into the bag of flour that Gary used to whiten himself. There was enough to turn him all white. Oh no, Ray, wailed Tommy. Oscar's a ghost! Run! Meanwhile, Gary and Jeff had asked Mike to wear a witch's hat and to mix his next potion in a big pot. Ray and Tommy ran to the Scissor-Yard and gasped. The witch! Shrieked Ray. For once I was right and don't like it. Help! I thought the witch was supposed to be in a cave, asked Tommy. Who cares? Ray screamed. Run! But that last scream had startled Mike. He wound up knocking over the pot, and the mix spilled all over Ray and Tommy. It wasn't finished, so it had no other effect than staining their clothes. They all met up in town and slumped home. On their way, they saw Mike, Jeff, and Gary standing in a line. They were all normal again. What's wrong with all of you? Snickered Gary. You look as if you've seen a ghost, a vampire, and a witch. Ray, Tommy, and Oscar all looked at each other, and they scowled for all the next day. Everywhere in Sidelick World is special. Jeff, Ray, Billy, and all their friends travel far and wide, and they would show you around. Where's this? That's right, it's the Scissor-Yard. The Scissor-Yard is where old paper is cut up, and it's someday recycled into something else. The lurking scissors make it a very spooky place. One night, after Ray teased Gary, he decided to set up a prank. Gary had Mike go into Scissor-Yard dressed as a witch. When Ray saw that, he certainly learned his lesson. Another time, early in the morning, Corey was chasing down Mike, who had just robbed his twin. So Corey and his friends set up a trap. They tripped his cart and took him to the timeout bench. As you can see, lots of memories are kept here. Next time, we'll remember things somewhere else. Today, Corey and Gary's brother was coming home at last. His name was Arnold. He, like his nephew Oscar, had spent some time working at the factory. But with Ernie back and with little Kate helping, he could come home. The others were eager to see him. "Why, hello, Arnold," smiled Corey. "I've almost forgotten what you looked like." "Your hair looks shorter," muttered Gary. Jeff, Ray, Billy, Timmy, and all their friends came to greet him too. "Welcome back, Uncle Arnold," greeted Oscar. "I'll explain my hair later," said Nick. They were so pleased to see him that they gave him a welcome back party. But it couldn't last too long. Oscar introduced Arnold to Patrick, Quentin, and Kate, and he watched everyone return to work. He still didn't know much about what's happened there since he left. Corey and Gary had business to attend to, but Jeff was off for today. He kindly offered to update Arnold. "Well, we've had some pretty interesting adventures here since you left," sighed Jeff. "I'm afraid you've really missed out." "That's okay," replied Arnold. "I'm still afraid of the answering machine. I don't think I could handle that much excitement." "So what have you been doing in the factory all this time?" asked Jeff. "Well, I often have to work with little licks," sighed Arnold. "Not all of them are my friends, but they are good workers." "That reminds me of when I had to run the bake sale," said Jeff. "I had to choose someone to help me package the cookies. I chose Billy since I had fought with Timmy. But I knew Timmy would be a better choice. So we made up, and it all worked out." "I see," said Arnold. "Are your friends doing well?" "Oh yes," smiled Jeff, "but they've had their shares of troubles too. Ray made a newspaper full of lies. Billy drank something that made him too strong. Timmy's getting a little more quirky. Oscar had a bit of a temper. And Nick had a bad hair day." "I was wondering what happened," interrupted Arnold. "Could you please explain?" "Certainly," agreed Jeff. "You see, Ray was jealous of the attention Nick had because of his hair. So he tricked the carts into hurting him. Ray soon felt a little guilty. But he wound up just making it worse," he continued. "But thankfully your brother had a plan. He bought Nick a toupee." "Good old Corey," laughed Arnold. "He's 41 now, correct?" "Yep," said Jeff, "and we threw a surprise party that was almost ruined." "How about those new licks?" asked Arnold. "At first," began Jeff, "some of the others weren't as friendly to them. Ray prejudged Patrick. Tommy teased Quentin. And Oscar argued with Kate. But they all discovered their good qualities, and now these once enemies are friends." "Wow," cried Arnold. "I certainly did miss a lot, haven't I?" "Perhaps," murmured Jeff. "But keep in mind that we've only had around 30 adventures since you left." "But before that, we had tons," reminded Jeff. "And I'm sure there'll be plenty more in the future," he finished. "I'll try to stick around then," chuckled Arnold. "I have a feeling it'll just get more and more exciting." And Arnold was right. Jeff, Ray, Billy, Timmy, Corey, and all the others had many more episodes of their lives, each one better than the next.